ladies and gentlemen.
Shit ain't even funny no more.
Take 3. Yes.
What up, though, people? How
Okay.
y'all doing tonight?
We are going to try this again. We were having some major technical difficulties with the last 2 times that we tried to do this. So we're getting a little frustrated. So
I'm tired. I'm through.
Okay. We're going to do this. Okay. So I'm going to do a quick intro and then we're just going to jump right into it because can you hear us?
No, I know he can.
Can you hear
I
us?
know he can.
Okay.
You better be able to now. Shit.
All right.
This shit.
Here we go. Welcome back. So, can you hear us, James? Yes?
You got it.
All right. So really quickly, I'm just going to do the intro. I know you two have probably heard the intro. I'm just going to do it again one more time. So, one of our first podcasts that we did, one of our first lives that we did, we talked about difficult conversations within the Black community. And one of the conversations that we need to have within the Black community is the treatment and how we treat our LGBTQ community within the Black community. And so with it being Pride Month, I figured this would be a good time to have this conversation. So, why is this a hard conversation to have, Umoja?
I would say, peace, y'all. I would say because of the preconceived notions of what is it of let's say because of personal history and
Mm-hmm.
because of what I think would be preconceived notions of what the other person, no matter which one it is
Mm-hmm.
gonna react to their supposed gender.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If I could say it like that.
Mm-hmm. I think that there's that that worry too that somebody's going to say something wrong or somebody's going to get offended and then they're going to be attacked. I think that that's one of the reasons why it's a hard conversation to have. Not only that, I don't even think we want to admit that there's a problem. We never want to admit when there's problems in our community. We always want to brush it aside. And I think that that's one of the other things too is that we have a hard time admitting that there is an issue or a problem. So I think that that's one of the some of the reasons why it's a hard conversation to have. So let's talk about what the divide is between the LGBTQ community and the Black community. From my understanding,
Right. Because we definitely wanted somebody. We wish we would have thought about it in time to have
Right.
somebody here with us.
Yes.
From the LGBTQ community,
Yes.
one of our family members,
Yes.
or some people we
Right.
know.
But if you're out there
Scared
and
to.
you're a member of the LGBTQ community, please
Tap
tap
in.
in. Please tap
Come
in
on
because we
camera.
want to hear.
Come on camera.
We
on
want to
the-
hear
for
what
real
you
might
have
work.
to say.
On
Yeah.
here. Seriously though,
We
if y'all want
wanna
to tap in
hear-
and speak on behalf of y'all, because that's what this is about. And I remember, and this is a little off topic, but definitely on topic. But I remember, man, it was over a year ago now, and I was talking to somebody about it, and I like posted something about like the gay agenda, right, or something along those lines, and it was a little back and forth. And I was like, we should get together and actually talk about this so we can have an understanding. This is me, right? Like offering. And after a couple little, like, at first it was like, that's a good idea. Yeah, we should, yada, yada, yada. And then it came back to where it was like, no, my people said that I shouldn't do it because of whoop, 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 whoop. And I was like,
Do you remember what whoop 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 was?
I really can't remember. It was
Damn.
just like they couldn't do
I
it.
wish I would've
really
known
can't
that.
remember.
Yeah, I wish
If I
you
go
could
back
remember
far
that.
enough, it's in my Facebook messages.
Right.
But and that just told me like, okay, I see what I'm dealing with, because it don't make sense if I got a disagreement with you, and then I say, let's figure this disagreement out. Let's come together as people, me and you, or as a group. Bring a group, bring your group, or whatever,
Yeah.
and let's get it
talk
done.
about
And
it.
then you say, that's not a good idea. Fuck, I was supposed to do right. But
Right.
that was just an experience that I had. That was more personal. But I have had experiences where I've had some curious experiences where the energy was just weird for apparently no reason. Where it was like, why is this weird energy here? You know what I mean? Just like, and I know that it was because of some kind of history.
Was it a female?
With the it's happened mostly the times when the energy is weird, like, but it has happened where it was like queer dudes who was like feeling away too though. But I've also had, because of my profession and just because of the circles I've been around, I've also had instances where it was especially men who opened up to me about being bisexual or queer or something, and was like felt comfortable in that, because I do wear a different hat at certain times, but I'm not just like motherfucker.
Yeah. Right.
Black power. I mean, it's always in my head, but
Right.
but it has been beautiful moments like that. I was at the graduation just yesterday, and dude, gay as a motherfucker. And I say that with love. I'm not saying that in a derogatory, but gay as a motherfucker. And you're like, well, wrong at though. Is he coming? Because he's been a part of this.
Right.
You understand, like that type of stuff. So, but I do think it's really difficult because of history and because of, and this is the important part. See, we pay attention to this history, right?
Right.
We pay attention to this history and the history of abuse that has been bestowed upon, and I'm just talking about within the black community. When we talk about everybody else, we'll definitely magnify, like, no, this other people too. But when it comes to black folks, like straight black people, and then LGBTQ queer black folks, it has been a history of like, no, it's real homophobic, like for real type, like not just every now and then saying, oh, that's so gay, you know what I mean? Like, but like real, like, no, get your gay ass up. Remember I told you about Boondocks to do it, nigga, you gay. Hilarious, like, but it was really like over the top homophobic, and it was intentional, right? Like, but that's how some of us have been, and some of us have experienced that. Like, I think coming out of the closet, that's probably not even say it's a black term, but damn, for a while it was like, when you think of coming out or being in the closet, you was thinking black people are down low. You understand?
Down low is used quite a bit.
But do you think that black people are unaccepting of the gay community though? And just in general, are in your experience?
Well, to kind of go back on what you were talking about, I believe there is an agenda. I do, and that's not to say anything against anybody in the LGBTQ community. Yeah, there's an agenda, and I think that the problem is that when we say there's an agenda, it's offensive to people in the LGBTQ community, because I think that they're just trying to be accepted, and we're like, we understand that, except for you're getting more than acceptance, you're getting pushed.
I wish it was somebody here from the anybody watching from the LGBTQ community.
LGBTQ.
I'm just saying all the letters. Can I'm gonna just say queer because I don't feel like saying all the letters right now.
And I think queer is supposed to be the blanket term.
Some people don't like that either.
Okay,
some
well,
people want to
I'm
be called
sorry.
they and
There's
them.
too
But anyway,
many
but
options.
But anyway, if anybody from the LGBTQ community is watching, do you really not feel accepted?
And why?
No, I'm just saying, in general. Just in general, like, are you really not feeling? Because what you said is like they just want to be accepted. Like, I think that fight is over.
Well,
to me, from what I see, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't know that fight is over because, like I said, in at least they're accepted, but are they accepted in the black community? And that's what we're talking about, is like being accepted within the black community. And so if the black community is saying, yeah, but there's this agenda, then they're feeling like they might be feeling like they're not accepted in the black community.
I think they are, though, viciously.
But I don't know that they realize that, and I don't know that
I don't know that we're
communicating that in the correct manner.
Damn, that's such a good point. And what I mean, like, I do believe, right, that there's small sects of black people who really do hate gay people.
There's small sects of white people who really do hate.
Right, but
it's not. But
we're talking about the black folks, right?
Right.
And I do think that is what's magnified. Is that? But I do think that when you look at as a whole, don't nobody want to hurt no gay people. I'm black. Let's go back to Africa black. All my gay people, all y'all can come with me. Like, what do you do? Are you a mathematician? Let's build. Right. Are you an engineer? Let's fucking build.
Right.
Literally build. Fuck who you. Literally. Hopefully you were the black partner. I mean, we could talk about that another thing, but I don't give a fuck who you fucking, like, for real. Seriously. Like, that's your business. I don't care. Yes. Like, seriously.
End of the day.
Really though. Like, if you black, I'm ready to ride for you. Personally. And like I said, I'm the dude, the black man who ready to literally go to Africa, like, fuck America, all this shit. Really? You can come with me. Like, I don't fuck your sexuality, I promise you. Now when we talking about the agenda though, see, that's different. That's different from however you feel about
the agenda. Let me just
so
clarify
different
at least
than what you are.
Yeah, and like, at least let me clarify at least from my understanding and how I view it. When I'm talking about the agenda, I'm not even talking about something the black people are doing. I'm talking about something that's on a higher spectrum.
Anyway, let's stay in line though. Let's stay in line.
Let's stay in line. Okay. So
And
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well,
you go
I
ahead,
thought I
Mama.
was going to go to the next one.
Go ahead. Whatever.
So
whatever you
do
want.
Black non-straight people feel unwanted in the Black community? So that's kind of what we were just talking about. Like, do you really feel does the queer community or the LGBTQ community feel unwanted in the Black community?
Man, I wish we had one of the brothers and sisters here, man. Shit. For real, man. If anybody could think about it and want to actually talk and have a conversation openly and honestly, that'd be dope. Seriously, this would be a perfect one. But cause that's a question that we really can't answer for somebody else, right?
Right.
We could just say what how we feel about it and be like, no, you're welcome and everything else. But yeah.
But we have to think about what is it that we're saying that might be making them think that they're not welcome in the community. Because
usually when we talk about queer people, it's either in the context of like God hate gays, or it's an abomination, or there's a gay agenda.
Because we know how Black people love Jesus.
Or there's a gay agenda. So usually when we talking about queer people, it is in a negative connotation. If you think about it, almost it is. So I think that right there in itself, especially when it comes to Black people, because our machismo is different. You know what I'm saying? Because of history and other reasons. But we gotta be so when it's some gay shit, it's like don't be no pussy to nigga you gay.
Right.
That's some gay ass shit.
Well, okay, so I know that a problem that I have, and this is personally, and this is with anybody, is when they don't put their Blackness first. That is a problem that I have.
What does that mean to you though, even?
That in any decision that you make, you are putting your Blackness first. Blackness and Black people come first. And I think that a lot of times I see in the LGBTQ community that is not what they're willing to do. They're not willing to put their Blackness first. They want to put their sexuality first. Because I think, and this is just me, I think it's because they see the progress that is happening in the LGBTQ community, and they feel like they are going to be included in that progress. I don't think so.
That's interesting.
I don't feel like you're going to be included in that. That's like almost the feminist movement, where these Black women thought they were going to be included in the rights that came with the rights that came with the feminist movement, and lo and behold, Black women are still back here being Black, and these white women are getting whatever the hell they want, and they're voting for Trump. So anyway,
peace.
That's my perspective on one of the reasons, or one of the divides, I think. Because if you're gonna come to our table where we're putting Black first. Hold on one sec.
Go ahead.
If you're gonna come to the table where we're saying we're gonna do stuff for the Black community, we're putting the Black people first, and you come and then you say, yeah, but what about the LGBTQ community? I'm gonna get upset. I'm gonna get offended.
Why would you get upset? Why wouldn't you just say, are you Black? Yeah, we're talking about you too.
Why would you bring that?
Like,
but we are established. Because I think that too many times there's a distraction. Anytime we bring up something about Black community, Black people, there's a distraction. Yeah, but what about so and so, or
mama.
What about this? And it's
Preach,
like,
mama.
no,
Stick
to the plan.
Stick to the
what
script,
about
man.
Black people?
Stick to the
period.
Script.
I don't care about your
people?
Sexuality. I don't care about your age.
Who cares about your religion?
I don't care about your religion. What about Black people?
As long as what
period.
you're doing, for real though, as long as what you're doing is not negatively affecting us, whether it's even an image, we don't need you walking around acting really nigger-ish. We don't need that. That should be an abomination. It's an abomination for you to walk around saying nigger. Period. That's an abomination. Not you sucking dick if you a boy. Fuck it. Suck all the dick you want. I mean, damn, some people like sucking dick. Hey. Whatever.
Wow, baby.
I'm just saying. Shit, like because that's where, and we gonna talk about it later. But like when you say you love who you love, then that's not a big deal. But see, when you talk about the sex piece, because there's a sexual aspect to it, and we can't just ignore that like it doesn't exist. So when we're pushing that on little kids, and we do fucking push it on little kids. We push sexuality on little kids when we shouldn't even be pushing sex on kids anyway.
But
it's okay.
Any kind of sex.
But it's okay to push. Y'all see, y'all ain't paying attention. But moving on though. Oh, and talking on the blackness first part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just a common thing that we have
Mm-hmm.
in common,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just how. Cause really, like I'm a critical thinker, but when I like actually do work and figure things, I try to get to the straightest point. I don't want to do like in math, always in math, like instead of doing all the, I just try to get a little. How can we cut? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Not
Mm-hmm.
taking shortcut, but how can we be more efficient?
Mm-hmm.
How can we be more efficient?
Mm-hmm.
We be more efficient if we just say we all black, we all fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Because if if you queer in the queer community, y'all get fucked over by non-black people.
Mm-hmm.
Be honest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll wait. Thank you. Okay. Now for real though. Now that we're being honest, this
Mm-hmm.
is why it's important to be black first.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what, your ass is still black, and you're gonna be treated different. The black queer is treated different.
Mm-hmm.
The black straight man is treated different. The black woman is treated different than all the other women.
Mm-hmm.
The black man is treated different than all the other men.
And
The black
common
boy,
denominator.
the black boy is treated different than all the other boys. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what you want to put on there, no matter what identifier you want to put on there, if it's black in front of it,
Mm-hmm.
you're treated different, and you're treated fucked up. So therefore, we need all of us to come together and throw away all this bullshit. Because it's just a distraction, the biggest distraction. When you all black, you look just like me, and I'm mad at you because you don't like the opposite sex.
And that's not to say, because a lot of times when we say things like that, then we hear, well, now you're asking me to deny a part of me. That is not
Not
what
at all.
we're saying at all. We're telling you actually accept a part of you and put that first, because that's the thing that brings us together, and that's the common denominator as to why black people are treated the way that they're treated.
Now that we can understand, hopefully we understand that we all can come together on the basis of black, because that's what we all share in common. So therefore, no matter what you're doing, if I love you on that basis, everything else don't matter. It's no different than being Christian. If you come into a big ass church, everybody you feel they're safe, and everybody you feel they're welcome, no matter what their color, no matter what their gender, no matter what their everything.
Yeah.
Even though these people literally enslaved you type shit. Mm-hmm. Even though these people probably did something to your other ancestors, but we'll come together on that basis because we all Christian and love Jesus. Or whatever you doing. Because we all love bikes. We'll get in there and all ride around on bikes and have a bike date on Meetup. You know what I'm saying? Because we all love hiking. We'll all meet up and go for a fucking hike. Why can't we all get together on black? On the basis of you
without being attacked, without being distracted.
Let me be clear. See, and when I say we all fucked up, we all fucked up. I'm not gonna sit up there and say we're all oppressed and all that other cute stuff. We all fucked up here. So therefore, we don't have the luxury of playing. We don't have the luxury of playing, especially because of your sexuality and gender.
Well, the thing is, there's so many things within the black community that could keep us divided. That's the thing, and we keep letting those things divide us rather than being united by our blackness.
Do you think that some people in the queer community, or there's like an agenda to keep us distracted? Or keep the black LGBTQ people distracted from dealing with black folks?
I do, and the reason that I say this is because you have, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Black Lives Matter. It just seems like anytime there's an organization that comes together that's supposed to be for black people, then all of a sudden it's like the LGBTQ community comes in and says, hey, we'll support you, but I need you to add this onto your agenda. So then what happens is we start moving our focus away from blackness, and we start moving it towards the LGBTQ community and what their needs are. We're forgetting about what our needs as black people are.
And I want y'all, see, now we're getting away from the black on black issues with it, but this is important though, because see, when there's black on black issues, I want everybody to hear me. When there's black on black issues, almost always there's an intercessor, and almost always it's a white hand involved. Almost always. Whether you're talking about the violence in Chicago, whether you're talking about gay people going against gay and straight people going, whether you're talking about women from feminism and blackness and women who not going against, there's always a white hand, always. And in this particular case, when you look at Black Lives Matter, because you brought up Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, always think about it. Think about any black issue. Any black issue from the Caribbeans to here, right? Yes. Any black issue, but when you talk about black on black, any turmoil you see in Africa, where they get the guns, Where do people, for real though, when you think about, anyway, in this particular one in Black Lives Matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black Lives Matter was founded on black men in particular being killed, unarmed by police. We all can agree on that. Let's just talk about the facts. We all can agree on that. Somebody who online pull up Black Lives Matter. Somebody who online pull up Black Lives Matter and look at what they talk about. Look at their page. Look at their page and see what they talking about.
Why won't it go down? There we go.
Literally, peace, Adani. Of course. Look on their page and see what Black Lives Matter about.
Yeah.
I don't even think it even mentions
It doesn't
men
even
and
mention
family.
black men. I know, because
Like,
I had a problem with that. I was like, hold the fuck up.
I think it's
They started
mama.
You
Mama.
gonna get me started.
Mama. And listen. This says nothing. I'm not talking about the the black queer community.
Mm-mm.
I'm talking about how we're mentally molested, for real, into joining onto things and clamping onto them. And then even when we see that it's bullshit and that it's not for us, we still hold on to them.
Mm-hmm.
We still say, because Black Lives Matter sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
But when I could put on a Black Lives Matter in my grass and then look around and all the black people that moved out because I bought the property. You understand? See, we got to look at reality and not just look at symbols of things and just be like, cool, Black Lives Matter, fuck yes. Look at reality, bro. Look at reality. Queer guy just got hung. Hung. Where is even Black Lives Matter on that issue? And I'm sure hopefully somebody's talking to somebody, right? I hope. I messaged old boy. I don't even know if she messaged me back. I messaged old boy's people personally and said, hit me up. Let's talk. For real though. Let's actually talk. What's happening with your people, with your kinfolk? What's this name? Man, I wish I could remember her name so I could tell the people right now what's her name and then hit her up and see what help she needs. If ain't nobody looking out for her. This was a transgender. I can't remember if which way it went, but it was a boy. Otis. Otis was her name. But I'm just saying, where was we at with that? Pregnant woman got killed by the police. Where was they at with that? Another woman was holding a baby just a few days ago. The police talking about I'll kill you because they talking about their baby took a toy out of the store. This is happening. Where the fuck is we at? So that's why fuck your gender. What's happening to us is war, man. And I'm not saying it's trying to like just trying to get y'all emotions hit up. My emotions
people that
is
are
hit up.
attacking us are saying fuck your gender. We don't even care. You black. That's all the fuck we worried about.
Damn.
You black. Yeah.
Fuck is we doing? So that's what I'm talking about. And then you look at once the civil rights hit, then a little bit later on, affirmative action hit. Black people aren't getting the benefits from civil rights.
That wasn't affirmative action. Wasn't
Black people aren't getting the benefits from affirmative action type things in Portland. Listen, y'all, in Portland, and I'm just talking about how we get distracted from this gay stuff. Now when I talk about this even black people. This is all the others organizing on the basis of a commonality. This is all of the others organizing on the basis of a commonality, gayness. Y'all, there's about a thick book that's almost as thick as a phone. It's about half of a phone book. And it's called Gay PDX. All gay businesses. A gay directory. And that's dope. Mind you, that's cool. But what we doing? We're the black directory. We was trying to create one of Google Maps. Remember the Google Maps directory of black businesses?
We have one.
But
it's just a Google Map.
But I'm just saying though, this is what we dealing with. This is what we up against. When you talk about John Lewis, you remember John Lewis who get upstairs and bloviate about how he was on Selma and everything else. Guess what he fighting for most of? Queer people. Makes y'all happy, huh? But that's not all black people. Black people is 13% of the population. Only a little bit of that is queer, at least openly. We not that much of the population. The population of queer people was white folks, y'all. But John Lewis is doing more. He's going over the Black Caucus. I ain't gonna talk about them. I made a post about that earlier, but I ain't gonna talk about them. But you look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden has who everybody gonna be slobbering on his dick.
Wow.
And they ain't gay, but they still gonna be slobbering on his dick, trying to say let's vote for Joe Biden. He said I'm pushing for LGBTQ. That's what I'm doing. Who's fighting for black people, y'all?
But here's
who's
the thing.
Who's fighting for black people?
I think that a lot of times people use the LGBTQ thing that they're fighting for because they said that it includes everybody. It includes everybody. So then they're like, I can get everybody because I'm saying the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. And so because there are people from all races and all walks of life that are in the LGBTQ community, all ages, all of that. So when you say, "Oh, I'm going to push for the LGBTQ community," you're getting everybody, and so that's why
it's a cop out. Hold on to that. If I hear from more than you saying something about reparations, then after this we could talk 5 or 10 minutes about reparations.
I don't know anything about it.
I would love to, but we're gonna stay on this for right now. Mm-hmm. What was you just saying? Because man,
I was talking about the reason that they use the
Oh yeah, and it's a distraction from black issues though.
Yes.
Because while we go for everybody else's issues,
mm-hmm.
the black issue has never, the black problem in America, we could forget about it. They didn't gave y'all Obama. Damn it. Next they gonna give y'all a woman. Next they gonna give us a woman. It might be a black woman too. And it's gonna, I'm serious, and we're gonna go crazy.
Oh, I
guarantee you.
I hear you.
We're gonna go crazy. Because
it's
we don't think critically. We
throw.
Don't even see what's happening in reality. Yeah. The symbols get us like that. Symbols in entertainment. We're done. Anyway, even more, what they do with this, with the queer against black is what they do with everything. Mm-hmm. Is what they do with everything. Divide and conquer.
Yes.
That's all it is. Is a whole divide and conquer, and that's been happening to us since creation, basically.
They just keep finding different things
since we met them.
Since
we met them,
yes.
Because even in our tribal warfare in Africa, they recognize that. They recognize that we already had slaves and prisoners of war. Mm-hmm. Mind you, though, it wasn't
not
no
the same
at all.
It was not
at
the
all.
same.
Stop it. But anyway, but they noticed that and they start to use that against us, and they said we'll give this tribe guns. And this one, nothing, right? For real, literally though, y'all, this like happened.
Yep.
This is happening right now. They did that in Libya. In Libya, do y'all know that they lit 16 containers, like the diesel truck containers full of weapons, and then it just like disappeared, like out of nowhere, like
that happened accident. Though. That happened in Chicago.
A few times. That happened in
where
Chicago.
All of a sudden, like there's a train that all of a sudden broke down in the black neighborhood.
We're going all over the other one.
Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway,
damn.
Still,
this is the last thing I'm gonna say about how there is definitely a push. How there's definitely a push, and I know this is very interesting. There's no women that tapped in to that.
Mm-hmm. There was one.
But I'm just saying though, there's yes.
I don't know if she's still on.
But it's just interesting though. Mm-hmm. Just a little, just interesting. But there is a kid in the UK who created an app and developed a program. Listen to this, y'all. For a drag club for children. Not a dress-up club. Not a like. It's okay to let the boy, if he want to dress up in his sister's dress, fucking let him. He's 3. Not that. Right. A drag club. See, this is the stuff that we up against. Just think about that. A kid. This kid wasn't 10. I think he was like 10. And I randomly just saw it. I wasn't looking for the shit. I randomly saw it. I don't even remember where it was. And it was like being celebrated. Like, it was being celebrated here in America about some dude in UK, some little boy, creating a drag club. Quote unquote drag club for kids, for children.
We keep celebrating these victories for the community for a community that's not gonna do anything to forward us as black people, and I think that's frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I just like I see, and that's I think one of the things we were talking about, just pushing sexuality in general, and that's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to push any kind of sexuality on our kids, and I think
period.
That's probably going along towards that line.
Isn't it interesting though? It is interesting. Even my son said something to me, and my son, like, I don't be talking to him about that kind of stuff, and you know, Rome. Mm-hmm. And he said something the other day, like, Rome, like that is crazy. Like, even in school, like it's really it's really interesting. I like see these things, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you, anyway? Why would you push this anyway? Mm-hmm. But then you put this twist. It just and I was like, yeah, son,
I feel like this. We need to understand that if someone feels a certain way, if they're going to be a certain way, then that's just what they're going to be. We don't need to push it. I think we definitely need to show acceptance when it comes down to it. Like, if that's really who you are, then that's who you are, and we love you as another black person. But
there isn't there. I don't think.
I think that's.
Go ahead. No, finish.
I just think that's. I don't think that's how it's happening. I think that a lot of things are being pushed, and I think that then that takes us back to the whole thing where we talk about agenda, and then how that keeps us divided with the LGBTQ community. Because again, I think that they find that offensive when you say. In fact, I know
it's
they
also
find it
frustrating.
offensive.
It's also frustrating because what we don't pay attention to is what's going on around us. We so focused on self that the straight person is looking like, y'all don't see the gay agenda, man. You know what I'm saying? Like if you look at the esoterics of the Incas and the gender, and then the gay people is like, yo, I am this and I am this and this is how I identify. You're gonna respect me, and it's patriarchy and everything else going out, all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, y'all. But look though, no matter what you talking about on this side and no matter what you talking about on this side, what about the blackness part? Because no matter what you talking about, the blackness part is still getting fucked off. That's where we connect. Right. That's where we connect and say, you know what? Fuck, you right. Because at the end of the day, your queer ass is still black.
You're black.
My straight ass is still black. And black is the number one enemy of the state. And maybe that's why some people will rather. I always say sometimes I'll be at work or something, and I'll say, man, if I come out the closet as gay, I will run Portland, man. I'm serious. I see it because I'm in different areas, and I see it. Seriously, it's celebrated and it's rewarded for these things.
Do you think that that's why well, I think that is why. I think that that's one of the reasons why the black LGBTQ people tend to just go more towards the LGBTQ community and what they want. Because again, like I said, I think that they they see the progress that's being made and they want to benefit from the things that are happening within that community. But I don't know that you're gonna get the same. You might feel some of the benefit, but I don't. At the end of the day, you're still black, and you're still gonna be treated differently than everyone else in that community.
What you just said, you still black, and you're gonna be treated differently by everybody else in that community. See, this is what has to happen. Let's just get straight to solutions.
Okay.
Let's get straight to solutions.
Okay.
One of the things that has to happen is that we have to clear the slate and say, okay, we get how you feel, but look though, you still treated as a nigga by these people. Therefore, I can't treat you like a nigga too. You see what I'm saying? I as a straight person can't then treat you like you fucked up because you gay,
right,
or whatever you are, right?
Right.
And then in the same turn, you then as a gay, trans, whatever you are, can't then sit up there and already just have this just opposition with me because of you think just assuming. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes how we just assume. We just assume. You're a man, you're just an abuser.
Right.
You're just an abuser of life.
Right. Right.
And it's like, shit, can we like meet and talk about this at least?
Right.
Can we try to agree? Maybe you can teach me something about me being an abuser.
Right.
And I can teach you something about, hey, everybody's not like this actually.
Right.
I'm actually a good guy.
Because like you said, we can't afford to keep being divided. We need each other. We need each and every one of us, no matter what. We have to stop putting things like gender in the way. We have to stop putting things like religion in the way of us being divided. We have to stop putting things as the color of our skin. Within the black community, we put things like the color of each other's skin. In the black community, I'm not talking about white people. In the black community, that can divide us. So there's too many things that keep us divided, and we can't do that. We have to, like I said, we have to put our blackness first, because that's the thing that we have in common, that brings us together. That is the problem maybe that we all have.
Maybe if we say it like that, like instead of saying put blackness first, find a commonality, then create a shared vision, then create a shared goal, then create a clear objective and a means to get there. Instead of saying put your blackness first. Right, because some people just hear black and Africa and everything, and the white identity that we've dawned on comes out and push against everything black. But that's for another conversation for some people who want to actually think about some shit. But coming back to what we're talking about now, if we say let's find some commonality, what do you like? You like the Blazers? Cool. Let's start a Blazers club. You follow me? What you like to do? You like martial arts? Cool. Let's start a fight night. You understand me? Okay. Now once we find a commonality, now that we found the commonality, now let's set a goal, a common goal. Out of this commonality, we look at, okay, the commonality is that we all black. No matter how we look at it. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you say you native. I don't care if you say you indigenous. I don't give a fuck if you say you Chilean. I don't give a damn if you say you from the continent. We all black. Period. No matter who you like to sleep with, who you like to touch, who you like to love, you black. Right. Now when you look at the conditions of black people, shit, we fucked. No matter what we want to talk about, we could talk about those of us who's doing well, those of us who's living okay, those of us in the middle class, right? Those of us in the upper middle class, those of us who's in the upper echelon, right? We still fucked. We could still go get pulled over and get killed. Our kids could just die right now. No repercussion.
You can have all the money. You can have all the money, but in your neighborhood, you're still not welcome. You're still getting pulled over.
One of your relatives who's trans can get found hung in a fucking tree by Rocky Butte. Right now, in Portland, Oregon, this can happen. Therefore, we can all agree that, okay, we all black. Okay, we all have this commonality of being fucked in this country. Now, can we agree that we don't like that? Okay, hang on. For real, seriously, because remember, we're taking baby steps, but we're being straight.
Right.
We're being straight and stop bullshitting with, I identify, okay, cool. But let's talk about the reality of your situation while you identifying. Right? So now, can we agree that we don't like this? We don't like the fact that we can be killed with no repercussions. We don't like the fact that our kids are being miseducated constantly. We don't like the fact that we're going up to Capitol Hill asking for something. We're going to Capitol Hill asking for something with no leverage. Because we never hold out anything. Because we never stand up and say, I will fuck you off. How about that? Right? Right? So now that we agree on that we don't like that, can we agree that it's about time for us to make a fucking plan to fight back? To actually fight back. And if it's not like this, it could be like this. I'm not doing nothing. Fuck your taxes this year, all black people. One time. Fuck your job this one Monday. Fuck you. We boycott nothing anymore. H&M would show a little thing about a monkey or something, then we'd be like, oh, I ain't fucking with H&M. Go to H&M today in the mall.
Give us 3 weeks.
Fuck with me if you want to.
Give us
Starbucks,
3 weeks.
Starbucks to do some shit and say you can't use the bathroom. We call the police on you. We'll be go to Starbucks right now. Right, motherfucker? Now, what time is it? 10:20. Somebody at the door, black. Look, that motherfucker closed. Damn it. I'm just saying, right? So we don't look at reality, man. For real. Like, now we ain't even talking about the gay stuff anymore. Queer folks, I promise you, we love y'all. It does.
It has to do with the solution.
Because we lose focus on what the real issue.
Yes.
The real issue is your black ass. It's nothing else.
But we need to figure out how to bring us all together as a community. And like you said, it's a good start to just come with a clean slate. Like, let's just come and sit at the table.
Let me say it like this. Ooh, shit. Let me say it like this, because I've seen somebody who I know they family members, and all of us probably got family members who's in the queer community. I see my brother from the islands. I see us. I see mixed people. I see everything, right? No matter where you go, what continent, everything else, we've all been fucked over by non-blacks. At least tried to, and even now being ruled in some way by non-black people. It's about time that we come together and say we're gonna do it, rule ourselves.
And we need each other.
We need ourselves. Bring your gay ass on. We need all of y'all so y'all can have boyfriends and girlfriends.
Oh,
Duh. Shit. I think I'm done. If y'all want to talk about reparations, I promise you we can. I only heard one person say they want to though. Like, I'm with it. I'm finished with the LGBTQ and the queer people.
All I'm saying is, if you didn't get to see this from the beginning and you want to watch it from the beginning and you want to add your comments, please do, because I will look through the comments and I will and then
Indeed.
Hopefully we'll be able to address some of those things, because part of the thing that we wanted to do today that didn't happen is we wanted to learn from the LGBTQ community, what their opinions are and what their point of view is.
Real talk.
It's not
Real
fair for
talk.
us to sit here and just give our point of view and not listen to what your point of view is. So please, if
Reparations
you,
it is, Adani.
Oh Jesus.
No, keep going. No,
Okay,
no, seriously, what
so
you're saying is
please,
important.
So please, if you go back and you watch this and you have comments and you have things to say, please say it, or inbox me or inbox emoji. Because honestly, like if there's I want to learn something about this too, because at the end of the day, what I want is for us to come together. I see the divide. I see the divide within the Black community and the LGBTQ community, and we have to figure out how to work this out. We have to figure out how to come together because
Honestly,
we need each other. There is not enough of us to be able to be divided over things like this, over what somebody does in their bedroom. We don't have time to be. We don't have the time. We don't have the people. We don't have the power to be able to have that luxury of being separate. Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. That was so good. I just love you so much sometimes.
Sometimes.
Whew.
All the time.
I mean, sometimes more than
no,
others.
all the time.
Sometimes I want to fuck you up in some way, like step on your big toe, where you got a long toenail though, so I can break the toenail a little bit. I don't want to hurt you really, but just be like, this motherfucker. No, he did. Okay. Anyway. What you were saying was really, really, seriously, really powerful. We about to talk about reparations now because it was more than one person who said something. Absolutely. You don't have to yet. All right. But you might want, if you hear something and you want to chime in, come on and tap in.
Okay. All right.
But for real though, about the LGBTQ stuff, at the end of the day, like no matter what it is, like if we not talking about coming together and actually building our own, not asking for it, which we about to talk about now, then we ain't talking about shit. Fuck your gayness. Fuck your straightness. Fuck your cisness. Fuck whatever you talking about. Fuck your Republican. Fuck your Democrat. If you ain't talking about us building and getting the fuck, I personally, this is just me talking. I'm not speaking for Steph. I'm not speaking for Black community. I'm not speaking for nobody but me. I don't want to talk about it. That ain't worth talking about. Now, reparations. Adani, what you say? It shouldn't be money or just money. I agree. Man, I wish I could bring y'all on this. I might can. Donnie, let me see if I could work because I'm on the Well, I can't see you, Donnie. Oh, you ain't on the word where I can add you. It's not gonna let me add you. Hang on. Let me see if it'll add the homie. I don't know if you want to come on calendar, fam. I'm about to see. If you want to come on, and let's talk about it because you the one brought it up at first. I'm gonna let you speak on it. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Tap in with your question, though, Donnie. I didn't see you was able, but if you want to hear my thoughts about it, I think that like obviously, like we owe reparations. Obviously, like yeah, I don't think. Let me see what else I want to say about it. So we owed reparations, and I think that if you just giving us money, I don't think that bodes well for future success unless there's a plan behind it. If you just like, you know what I mean, giving us everybody who are descendants of enslaved Africans a check, okay, cool. We all got a check. You pay whatever debt you have. If you have debt, some of us will be broke after paying on that debt, especially if you went to school, right? Right? And that's that. Okay. And what? But if there's a plan in place, it could be great. That's what I think. And then another parts of me think, a bigger parts of me think and believe that we full of shit because why wasn't we asking for reparations when Obama was in office, when a black man was in office? And we full of shit because why aren't we creating our own ways and means to repair our fucking selves? That's the main part. Why aren't we building ways to repair ourselves as a people? We're getting better at individually mastering the system of white supremacy in terms of building wealth and let's say riches in financial freedom for ourselves as individuals, but as a people, we still fucked, and that's the problem. And the problem is that like we've been in a system that allows us to be in certain areas for a certain amount of time and a certain number of us. Notice it's been 45 presidents, motherfucker. One black. And that was by design, right? Like if you pay attention. And in terms of reparations, they can't pay us what they owe us, first of all. Second of all, we have to we have to realize that too, that at any time they could print as much money as they want, and then at any time America can also go bankrupt. Like even now, like the euro more is worth more than the US dollar. Around the world the US dollar is using value. So these motherfuckers is so slick. See, we dealing with a people who's prepared. Speak on it. Speak on it, Alfam. What you speaking on for real? Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. I'm not a reparations expert, master. Like seriously, I'm just talking about what we doing. Like why do we expect? Tell me this. Tell me this. Tell me this. Tell me this. Cause I see you. Tell me this. What leverage do we have? What are we willing to sacrifice? Remember that. What leverage do we have? Because we're literally going to ask. We're literally going to ask. We're we're going to ask some people who beat the shit out of us and taking our money. We're going to their house, knocking on the door and saying, "Please, will you give me my money back? You really hurt me." With nothing in our hands, we ain't got no bat saying, "Motherfucker, bring your ass outside. I got something to talk about. You sitting up there jumping on me when I wasn't paying attention." You feel me? Or come on with our family saying, "Motherfucker, come on. I want my ones. Can I catch a fade?" We're not doing that. We're going by ourselves with nothing in our hands, nothing except for our buying power that we don't use for our own advantage. That we can't even say that we're not organized enough to go to Capitol Hill as a people and say, "This what we own, this what we want, or this what we gonna do." Nothing else to talk about. This what we own, this what we want, or this what we gonna do. That's asking for reparations. Not you guys have killed us, you guys have enslaved us, you guys continue to kill us on the streets, on the police, you guys all these disparities. You're crying. We're going up there crying. All these intellectuals and all this shit going up there crying, and these motherfuckers looking at you like, okay, mm-hmm, I get it. Mm-hmm. Well, you're dumb, and no one cares because you're not gonna do anything, man. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, when we serious, we'll get together and say, yo, this is big ass organization. You understand? When we serious, we'll get together and say, hang on, y'all. Look at us. Hang on, man. Listen. It's 40 something, 50 something million of us. If we all put in $10 a fucking month, bow, 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 bow. Even in Portland, it's this many thousands of us. If we all put in $10 a month, bow, 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 we could buy up some shit. Now, when we serious, we'll repair our fucking self, man. We won't be going up there asking. Now, mind you, they owe us. They should pay us. It's a fight worth fighting. But if that's all you doing, shut the fuck up and leave me alone.
Can I just say this?
Yes, you can.
That what you were saying about like if we're gonna go and we're gonna do this, you have to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that one of the reasons why is because they're so quick to throw us little bones and little like, here you go, you can have this, and we're just like, oh, thank you, and then we leave them alone and we back off, and then we don't do anything, and then they've got another 10 or 15 years before we come back and be like, hey, remember that time when we came to your house and we were asking for some, well, we want some more stuff, and they'll be like, okay, here you go, here's this,
it's nothing different,
here's some of this, go away.
Listen y'all, all of this shit, thank you, mama, all of this shit is the same soup reheated. What we gonna do different? What's the plan for black people? Who's fighting for black people? The leaders? Which one of them fighting for black people? The like leaders, the people in front of the big screen, the people who on CNN, all of the Fox, all of them, because those are the people who like the average American is seeing. Those are black people that they seeing. Which one of them talking about us getting ours for real? Cory Booker is a little bit. Dig that. He is a little bit, but he's still talking about being comfortable in a system of white supremacy. See, there's a difference, right? There's a difference of like let me see I'm gonna put it like this, y'all. Pay attention to this a little bit. Some people, cause some people wants to be comfortable in white supremacy. These are the programmers. Let's get this little program for us so we could like have some kind of community thing. Let's do this little thing for black people and everything else like this, and we'll be fine and we'll be happy and build community. And then some of us want to actually conquer white supremacy. Like, fuck this. Let's do for ourselves and completely disconnect from this stuff. And see, when we look at time, when we look at time, and if nobody else is gonna and is gonna ask any like specific questions about reparations or give their thoughts about reparations, so I can respond, we could end it here. I remember being in a space. I can't remember what space or meeting or training or what, and it was an elder. I can't remember if it was a he or she, and they were so frustrated, and they still had some fight in them. And I've seen so many of our elders who the fight was gone. And when I say elders, I mean in their like 60s, mid 60s, mid to late 60s. They were definitely in their 60s. So they was around in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? 50s and 60s, 70s, you know? And they still had a little fight in them. And I seen it, but I seen the pain. And through them, I said, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be 60. I don't want to be when my kids is 30, 20 something. They going through the same thing, still seeing this shit. Therefore, we have to do something different. Fuck your votes. Everybody get together and say we're not gonna vote. Fuck you. Everybody get together and do something drastic, something radical. Damn, for real though. Like I don't want to. It's time. We keep talking about what it's time for, but every time they throw us a bone, like Queen said, we bite. Every time they throw us the first this, we bite. Every time they say, oh yeah, all these black women doing this, we bite. Every time they say it's the first black CEO doing, we bite. And in reality, as a whole, nothing, man. Not even dropping the bucket, right? So reparations, go ahead, fight for them. Hope we get them. You give me shit. I'm not gonna say no. You fuck you. I'm not a descendant of shit. Put that motherfucker right. Deposit immediately. Thank you for supporting me in my mission to leave this motherfucker. But collectively though, like I don't see how that's gonna work unless we have a mind to get our own and get the fuck. Like I would love to go in more details, but I just feel like yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done, man. If y'all got another question about it, you see my perspective on reparations. I'm for it. Get reparations. Seriously. I'm a descendant of enslaved Africans. Shoot it. But I'm not dependent on you, man. I understand y'all game. Watch. 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 Like for real. I see what the fuck is going on. I'm good. Good. Shoot the check, but that's not what's gonna bring me. That's not gonna bring me to where I need to be in a position to where I can help my people. Your reparations ain't gonna do that at all. At all. I gotta do that myself. You know, me and my people. With that, I'm cutting out of here. I'm tired. I love y'all. Man, I love y'all so motherfucking much. Y'all don't even know. Real talk. I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.